talking about some breaking news, which is that PlayStation just got busted stealing from a fan. Like, actually,
we didn't do nothing. We borrowed it just like free balloon day. What you talking about, you big old phony?
taking assets and art and putting it into their upcoming
Y'all are some talentless freaks.
game marathon. And everybody's kind of just freaking out because not only does
Sony, we lie, we cheat, and we steal. We lie, we cheat, and we steal.
Bungie have billions and billions of dollars. They're the people that invented Halo,
Come on,
that made
man.
Destiny. They recently
PlayStation ain't nothing but a bunch of talentless freaks. I mean, come on, man. You got Sony out here stealing from people, man. This is what y'all doing. This game is dead on arrival, man. Sony might as well cancel this game. Here we go. Concord 2.0.
acquired by
Here we
PlayStation. They don't need to steal art, but also
Yes, they
it
do.
just feels scummy.
Because they ain't got no more ideas, man. You know, that's why they focusing on remasters and remakes. You know, these easy cash grabs. They probably did the same thing on Ghost of Yote. They just took the same game and put a female in it. There you go. Sony's lazy. Out here stealing from everybody. Even stealing from their fans and supporters, man. You can't make this up, man. Like, that is embarrassing that, you know, they really got Bungie out here stealing from other people.
Now, we don't have an official reply yet, but I want to show you the evidence because it's obvious. They straight up stole from fans to make art, and it feels weird about
Eddie Guerrero Gameo. I mean, this is ridiculous, man. You got Sony out here looking like Eddie Guerrero from Latino Heat from World Wrestling and Entertainment, man. I mean, come on, man. Sony, did you really have to do this with Bungie? Oh, we had no control. We didn't know what they was doing. We promised, man. We didn't do nothing. We were just borrowing it for our little, you know, alpha and our beta. We was most definitely going to remove it. Why, you know, it's always you meddling kids. I mean, this sounds like an episode of Scooby-Doo. Scooby-Doo, where are you? Like, I mean, Sony, what are you doing?
why they would even bother to do this on a game that honestly needs some good press. Every headline, every reaction, a good live service, they can't compete against even other standard indie live service. Like right now, this game is an alpha and this game is alpha.
Trash, man. Sony might as well cancel this game already, man. Ain't nobody looking forward to it. I mean, you could tell Sony was desperate considering that they even put the game on Xbox. And even Xbox gamers don't want to play. That's why y'all going to be playing Gears of War Reloaded instead. It is what it is, man. This is what the Sony CEO was trying to tell you about the huge market share. And there's a lack of growth within our company because guess what? Even though they have the console sales, not enough people are supporting Sony for them. GameStop with another W. I told y'all this already. You got people picking up PS5s for third party and now Xbox games. This is ridiculous, bro. I mean, at this point, the PS5 ain't nothing but an Xbox Series P.
100% stolen. So you may be thinking, okay, these are just tiny logos and stuff. This is the kind of stuff that is actually part of copyright law. A lot of times this stuff is actually still stuff that's trademarked. This is part of what a lot of times people call it a style guide, where if you have a particular brand.
Look how scummy Sony is, man. All they did was take the arrow and pointed it up, bro. This is unbelievable, man. Sony, what is wrong with you? It was Bungie, I'm telling you. They said I could do it. They told me it was free balloon day and I just borrowed it. We weren't going to do nothing. We weren't expecting you dummies to notice it, but hey, man, somebody did. Somebody played our game and found out.
Will hire you because, hey, you have this iconography.
Look at that. And all they did was change the arrows upside down. I mean, come on, Bungie. This is what Sony got y'all doing, man. Out here changing symbols upside down, but it's the same image. Out here stealing everybody's artwork, you bunch of talentless freaks.
Literally, his posters across the board, they just sliced and diced it. They put it on flags, they put it on banners, they put it on spaceships, they put it on every single part of it. And it's extremely weird because why bother doing this? Like,
because we can't come up with any ideas to make y'all an ambitious game, so we had to steal the artwork from somebody else. There's a reason as to why they stole it. This just goes to show you that this game has no passion, This game ain't nothing but a cash grab as far as I'm concerned. Why would people even continue to buy this after finding out this information? I mean, the game looked horrible anyway.
It just seems weird to take a random person's style and plaster it all over your game.
As if it's theirs.
I'm just going to say, this stuff is like background art. I mean, this is the kind of stuff that a lot of times, in my experience, talking to studios and reading books about how games are made, this is an important part of the industry, is a lot of times finding these entry-level positions of, big, I think maybe one of the biggest Destiny writers. He's a guy who actually...
here we go again with Paul Bro, who cares, bro? Who is this guy, bro? Like, why do y'all talk about this guy so much? Like, bro, who is this man?
That I've been following a lot of the Bungie people on Twitter, and a lot of them have talked about, the problems with the alpha, there's a lot of placeholders. There's a lot of stuff that's still being changed. There's a lot of stuff that's still being tweaked, like icons and layouts and maybe where buttons are going to be. But stuff like this, assets like this, I think this is stuff that's in the final version of the game. Stolen stuff.
No, it's not, bro. It's the alpha, bro. Like, I mean, listen, man. As much as you people... Who knows? They might have actually removed it. They probably just needed something as a placeholder, but still. It still doesn't justify it, of course. But to say that, it's... The alpha is the full game is crazy. Like, I get it, the game is coming out pretty soon, but we all know things change with an alpha and full game's release. You know what I mean? I don't think Bungie was that stupid. It's just people noticed. They probably were shocked that people even decided to play the game to find out in the first place.
Is very much already in the final version of the game. It's coming out here, in 4 months? This is the kind of stuff that is going to get scrubbed, thankfully, but this is ridiculous. Bad enough that Bungie paved over 30 years of existing Marathon art. Even worse, they shamelessly stole assets from an independent artist. I was interested enough to buy it, but
you weren't going to buy this game. Cut it out, bro. All the people say, I was going to buy it. You weren't going to buy this trash. Y'all just now y'all going to use this, we ain't going to buy it on PlayStation because what Bungie did was wrong. So instead, we're going to spend our money on another Xbox game. Because that's exactly what y'all gonna do in the Xbox Series P. Like, I mean, bro, listen, bro. Buy your own games, man. Who cares, bro? Why would any of this impact you in the first place? But we already know. Use it as an excuse so you can take that money that you said you was gonna buy on this game and go and support Microsoft. Go continue to give Microsoft 70% of your money like the PlayStation dummies that you are.
Am I playing it now? How low can they go? There are so many tweets like this. Just when I thought there hadn't been enough bad news about Marathon to turn me off from playing the game, this is effed.
You weren't going to play the game in the first place, man. That's why there's only 271 people on the alpha, bruh. It's so funny that you say, this guy Ryan, he acted like he a PlayStation. You weren't going to play it anyway, bro. Cut the cat, bro. Ain't none of y'all were interested in this game in the first place. Y'all know this, man. Now y'all going to use this as a justification. No, I'm definitely not going to play it now. You weren't going to play it even before this even came out. Stop acting as if y'all try to take a stance on something that you already took a stance on because y'all weren't going to support the game anyway.
Hate it. What the hell? Literally, every person is talking about how bad this is. And I want to end this video off with a tweet I saw this morning from Steven Totillo. He was writing about this new statement from PlayStation. It was actually
let him know.
Investor call where they said that their goal is to get basically play hours. They're no longer trying to get a growth of the player base.
Which also means they don't care about... Why won't you talk about the fact they don't care about the consoles that were shipped? It says it right there. That's what you guys said that Sony wanted. That's what y'all said is what dictates the console war. Right? Ain't that what y'all said? Oh, we got more consoles than Xbox, therefore we're winning? And then you got Sony CEOs out here telling you that that's not what we actually want. We actually want people playing our games. We want people supporting PlayStation for us. Because that's exactly what it is. You get what I'm saying? But y'all ain't going to say that, man. Go ahead. Keep buying Xbox games. You'll feel better after this.
Compared to a few years ago, the financial discipline is in place.
You mean discipline?
Sony CFO with a telling comment about their changes at first-party PlayStation studios. Their goal is focused on monthly.
You see what it says about changes at first-party? So that you already know what that means. That means they're going to put games multi-plat. Like, this is exactly what's happening. You guys are going through the same thing Xbox One owners did during that generation. It's happening to PlayStation. How do y'all not see this, bro? Sony wants those monthly memberships. They see that Nintendo, even Nintendo, and including Microsoft, are getting, regardless if you say their console don't sell, but they're seeing that people are playing their games, buying their games, no matter if it's on Steam, Xbox, PlayStation. They see that. That's monthly growth going to them. What do you guys don't understand? That's why Steam is very popular, because, and why people are constantly go on it, because the games they want to play. And it's on the service. This is what we've been trying to tell you. GameStop with another W. It's never been about the console sales. It's a little bit of it because it helps expands what you're trying to do. But if people are picking up your console, buying third party in Xbox games now, how is any of this benefiting Sony? It's like Sony has like a dummy terminal where people play the same games, and yeah, you could buy them, but you're still buying it for the reason as to why Sony doesn't want you to. It's like buying a Switch 2 and playing nothing but third party. Who does that? Who buys a Nintendo console to play third party? I'm not saying it's not nice to have, but let's be honest. You buy it for the games that they make, right? Which is exclusivity. That's not what's happening on PlayStation.
Active users prior to units shipped. Maybe I'm reading too much into that, but I almost kind of feel like that's saying we're trying to find a way to make the cheapest product with the...
What are you talking about? You want to sit there and talk about cheapest product when you got Sony out here raising the price of the consoles? That doesn't make sense. That has nothing to do with the price of the... It has more to do with the fact that they're sick and tired of you PlayStation gamers going out there buying these Xbox games in favor of your own titles. That's what it means. You know what I'm saying? That's what they're trying to tell you. They're trying to build their monthly active user growth, not Microsoft. You got Microsoft living on your console like a leech, and they just sucking all that money dry out of their PlayStation consumer base, while Sony's like, man, ain't nobody buying Days Gone. Ain't nobody buying the games for us. They just giving their money to Microsoft. Yeah, we getting a 30%, but but Microsoft is still getting more. That's what Sony is seeing right now. And it's so funny that even the Sony head person is telling you that that's not what matters.
To play time, which I guess is everybody's goal. You know, come in under budget and oversell. That's always the goal, right? But to just explicitly say that your goal is to cut corners, I just feel like that's not a good look.
They didn't even say that, bro. I'm looking at this tweet right now, and it says nothing about that. They said they're going to make changes to their first party, probably their first party strategy, which they kind of already have, by making their game multi-plat, by trying to get themselves monthly active users, continuing giving Sony that money. That's what it sounds like, which also means that Sony is potentially going to be full multi-plat, no different than Xbox. GameStop, what another W.
Doesn't get me excited. I mean, obviously, Marathon is screwed, but I must admit that now I'm on the edge of my seat. I want to see the statement. I want to see the lawyers rebut this. I want to see what Bungie has to say, because this is so obviously theft. It's blatant. But
I mean, it's so much theft that Sony should just cancel the game. Okay? At this point, the only way Sony's going to get money out of y'all if they get a hack and you lose your credit card information and people take the money for buying Marathon away from your account. That's the only way this game is going to get paid. Because ain't nobody buying this game. If the game come to Switch 2, I don't even think people are going to buy it there. If the game come to Xbox, it ain't nobody going to buy it. Even on PC, nobody's buying these games. Nobody wants them. This is what I was trying to tell you. So you guys can keep saying that Xbox is dead or whatever argument that you people have. But yeah, guess what? PlayStation is no longer being a part of the argument. Your box ain't nothing but a set-top box in favor for Xbox games. Like I said, Phil was right. Everything's an Xbox. Even your PlayStation 5. It's a nothing but an Xbox Series P with no Game Pass Ultimate. Nobody cares about your pathetic little exclusive games. Nobody cares about. Nobody wants to play them. Not even your own audience. What do y'all not understand? You guys are bragging about games that only 1.5 million bought, which was Astrobot. Oh yeah, you guys are just jealous because y'all can't play Rise of a game that sold less than 1 million. Y'all bragging about games that nobody wants. You get what I'm saying? This is what PlayStation fanboys are doing. And when you sit there and tell them the truth, they get mad. As far as I'm concerned, PlayStation 5 has lost their true identity because we're no longer hearing them in the limelight. We'll always hear about Nintendo with what they're offering. We'll always hear about what Microsoft's doing in the games that they're offering. But in the grand scheme of your games, nobody cares. Nobody cares about your games. And I would go as far to say that even the PlayStation gamer don't even care about your games. And that is a huge problem for PlayStation. But hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Like I said, man, I've been playing a little Doom Dark Ages. I'm going to obviously complete the game. It is fun. It was a little different at first. I didn't like the beginning because it felt more like a tutorial. But the game's definitely picking up. I mean, if it continues, it'll probably be more like a 9. Probably about an 8.8 or 8.9. It's really up there. You know what I mean? If you can deal with the changes of the gameplay. That was kind of hard for me. It wasn't hard for me to adjust, but it was kind of... It felt very awkward. It felt very weird. You know what I mean? Like kind of like how Doom 3 was when it came out. That's the feeling that I got. But once you start playing it, you start appreciating it for what it is. So, but it's a very good game. It is very fun. You know what I'm saying? But hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. And like I said, take care. Peace out.